Chairperson of the National House of Traditional and Khoi-San Leaders, Kgoshi Thabo Seatlholo, says traditional leaders are concerned about the state of the country, particularly in rural South Africa. Well, he was speaking ahead of the Traditional Leaders Imbizo, which started today here in Boksburg in Gauteng. The three-day event brings together traditional leaders, political representatives, as well as community partners to discuss rural development, land issues and building unity.
As traditional leaders, we are concerned about the state of our country, particularly the state of rural South Africa. It's 31 years later, we are seeing very little change. Our kids are still going through the river to go to schools. The lack of infrastructure that is there, the lack of general development. I think we all know that local government has sort of collapsed in terms of the status of our municipalities. So we are here to engage also with political parties to see what can we do to make sure that our country is better. But I think on the third day we'll also be talking to business. It's important that we try and lure business as much as possible to rural areas because, as you know, we are sitting with land there that needs to be developed. Our people are squashed here in urban areas. We need them to go back home, but to do something productive and make lives for themselves.
Kgoshi Mathupa Mokoena, the president of CONTRALESA, joins us now to further this discussion. Kgoshi, it's a great pleasure. Welcome to the show. So let's talk about some of the most pressing as well as glaring challenges and concerns that are faced by traditional leaders within their communities, as we've just heard there on the first day's sitting, especially in the advent of democracy, Kgoshi, where the constitutional law had to reign supreme. How are you as traditional leaders able to navigate this treacherous terrain and also maintain a balance?
Thank you very much for having me, Alicia. Indeed, as it was said by our chairperson this morning, one would say, we came here because I wanted to reflect as to exactly where we come from and where are we now as far as national leadership is concerned. We are worried, Alicia, because it looks as if the country is on autopilot. The flight is facing in the wrong direction. Every day you are hearing that either a child or a woman is maimed, is killed in this country, and it's becoming a norm. As traditional leadership, we're also worried because for the past 30 years, we've been raising issues that affect us directly. Unfortunately, it seems as if no one is listening to what we're saying. And today, I wanted to, as our Kgosi here, we are saying, what then? We came up with some resolutions to say we need to now meet the president because we feel it's not enough. We've been meeting some ministers, telling them same issues for the past 8 years. It's a high time we had to meet the president because it's very funny and it's an anomaly that as traditional leadership in this country, we are meeting the president only once a year. It's an anomaly. And we're saying it's high time has come and answer to traditional leadership as to say, why are they not amending the constitution? Because section 211, 212 of our constitution talks of recognition only. No powers, no functions. But you go to municipalities, they are given powers, they are given functions, their role are clearly defined. But coming to traditional leadership, there is nothing. The president, when he was still the deputy president in Beachwoods in 2017, he said, immediately I came in as a president, I'll make sure that I transfer all land to traditional leaders and their communities. As of now, nothing has happened, Alicia. And there are many issues that really are affecting traditional leadership. The killings of Amakosi in provinces is a cause for concern. And it looks as if no one is worried about that. I don't know how many Amakos must be killed before our government can take action. Hence, this Imbizo, we're saying enough is enough. And Minister Thabisa is here. We demanded answers from him. He promised to come back tomorrow to give answers to us because we have resolved as well to say the National House will come and visit provinces to meet premiers and to check whether those low-hanging fruits can they be implemented as quickly as possible, Alicia?
Kgosi, you know, the president did in fact speak to, the issues of collaboration with traditional leaders, even during his SONA address in particular this year. So the issue of rural development as well has long been put forward as part of government's plans to expand its reach as well as ensure equality right across from the homelands to the suburbs, Kgoshi. But the slow pace in implementing these, as you've just said, has also hindered progress. Some rural areas remain without electricity, without running water, and basic services are hardly seen or inconsistent. Now, these communities still remain unemployed, illiterate, and the poorest of the poor, and violence is now a pandemic in these areas with hardly any resources. What are you putting forward as CONTRALESA to counter as viable solutions to fast-track these developments and hold government to account as well?
Alicia, you said a mouthful. Indeed, you'll be surprised that there are some schools who are using bucket system. There are some schools who are studying under trees. There are some school-going children who are crossing rivers using some man-made boats going to school. There are some teachers who are banking some classes because they can't go through when it is raining. As CONTRALESA, we put some demand to say it is high time people must act. We're saying to the president, if there are some deployment or ministers or premiers or mayors or even councillors who are sleeping on the job, let them face consequences. Those time of deployment being done in terms of factions must come to an end. Let's look at people who can do the job and deploy them. Alicia, look at the stats as where the votes are coming from after each and every election. But when look at rural areas, they are afterthoughts. They'll be developing in urban areas and other places. When all that is done, they'll come to rural areas. Now, the question of electricity, load reduction and load shedding has become a norm in our areas. And our people are sick and tired of going through that. Our school-going children, now they are preparing to go and write their final exams. When there is a load reduction, they can't study. And that, it must be a concern to our government. If someone cannot see that this is a challenge, I don't know how much can we speak to make them aware that it is a challenge to our kids. One other issue, Alicia, what we cannot really close our eyes about it, is crime in our country. I mean, criminals are now doing as they please. We have seen what happened at Maponya Mall, where people are justifying to say, no, those ones, because they are operating without a license. Okay, let's assume it is true. Is there anyone who's given license to kill simply because one is operating without a license? The answer is no. As CONTRALESA, it is high time to say, government, please, we don't want to end up mobilizing, because as I'm talking to you, Alicia, in this Imbizo, there are our kings and queens. They are also saying, CONTRALESA, fight on. We've been talking, no one is listening to us. And they're going to listen. If tomorrow we don't get proper answers, Alicia, I'll be the one who will request an interview to tell you what we're going to do, because it won't be nice. We've been talking for the past 30 years. Now the talk show must come to an end. We need implementation, as rightly said, Alicia.
And I was just about to say, Kgoshi, I mean, we've just had that national convention. We saw the groups like your Khoi-San protesting outside, talking about the issues of exclusion, and also this sourcing inspiration from the past to deliver a better future for our people as a theme is basically a call to action, to basically go back to our grassroots and to try and understand what is going on and find those available solutions. Kgoshi, unfortunately, we've run out of time, but best of luck for the rest of the summit. We're going to be definitely keeping in touch with you to see the results as well as some of the solutions that you've put forward, if they do, in fact, get put forward to the president. That is Kgoshi Mathupa Mokoena. There, he's the president of CONTRALESA on the Traditional Leaders Imbizo that is currently taking place in Boksburg.